Morning all. Hope you can hear me. Hope you see the screen all right. We'll start at 9:30 as per usual. See a couple of new names there and welcome. And this is a forum, by the way, so you can interact verbally or just post in the chat line, up to you, where it's not so much like a class that you might be used to. It's where we try and interact, look at different trade ideas, etc., etc. Hope you're all good with that. And then, yeah, as we interact, I know what you know or don't know. We get some experienced guys, some not so experienced guys, all need obviously to participate, and practical area we try to overcome and understand. And you get the theory from the classes. This is about the practical aspect. So you get a bit lost sometimes. You get some experienced guides in here. Just bring back what was that about, and I'll reply, okay, and I'll change it around so you can understand what the heck they're talking about, basically. It's vitally interactive. I don't know if you don't know. If you don't say anything, I'm assuming you do know. So yeah, interact. That's people interact usually happen to come out on the right side of it, hopefully. Morning, Solly. Morning, guys. It's getting a bit quiet today, to be honest. A lot of guys are leaving early to go away from this period. As you start leaving around about lunchtime, if you're going, you get down to Durban or wherever, be aware of a traffic jam. So I think the toll gate's going to get a bit queued up and loaded, but we'll see. I think probably start. Normally there's a mass exodus by Thursday lunchtime. You're doing the garden route. Well, I presume if you're doing the garden, either flying there or you were staying in Cape Town. A schlep from where I'm sitting up here in good old Josie. Oh, she lived in that part of the world. Very nice. My father, my parents died now, unfortunately, but before it came over here and did a bit of a tour. It took 3 months, and I took some time off to show them around SA. And of all the places they went to, they said not Cape Town, or wherever it happens to be. They said Nice was their favourite. Very good. I didn't see that coming. Okay. It's like the other one. Where are you going? I'm going to Romania. Remain here. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's past. Good morning, all. Let's get started. I'll start off with the trade ID we got up there. If you took it, great. If you haven't, I wouldn't chase it now. As you can clearly see, 18 was the entry level. It's now at 30, 12 pips away. I think, it's a bit late to chase it. It might get a pullback. Then you can, if you like it, obviously, then you go in. And remember, don't just jump in when you see the trade. If it's 143.30 and the trade says 143.18, you can chase it if you want, but you've got to rework the risk reward. Otherwise, the risk reward obviously becomes pretty out of kilter because we worked out 18. It's common sense, but we forget it in our enthusiasm sometimes.
And then you say funny people.
Eastern European country from the old communist bloc. Simona Halep, if you watch tennis, she's a big tennis star from Romania. Kochetzko used to be the dictatorial leader till the people got him and actually killed him. For the Soviet Union, they got him and they did a Mussolini on him. Okay, right, so there it is. So there it is. If you want to do it, it's pulling back a bit. It's getting pretty close to the entry if you want to do it. Yeah, it's about there now. It's pulled back. That's the market for you guys. Don't forget. Naturally, when you start, everyone does. You think when you start off in Joburg to go to Durban, after 3 hours in Harrismith, 6 hours in Durban, you get the idea. But not in this business. You can get halfway to Harrismith and come back to Joburg. We call it the noise, the up and down. I'll show it to you in 15-minute charts. You can see it goes up nicely and comes back. And that's the frustration of staring at it. So what you do is you put your stop in, you get your volume size right, you get the position calculator, and you work out, well, you even send on the signal, the risk micro anyway, and make sure you've got that. And then you protect your stop loss and TP. And you can always modify the stop loss and exit, newer guys, that is. But expect the ups and downs. When you first start, it's always traumatic, actually. Even doing it for a while, it's just it gets going and pulls back a bit. And you know what I mean? So, yeah, you just need to just understand that. You got your strategy and just have to put up with the noise, we call the ups and downs. Remember, there's millions and millions of people trading worldwide, and they all have different exits, different strategies, different amounts of money, different emotions. And there's a lot of fundamental variables that affect it. So you've got to take an overall view. Whether that's going to come back to 143.10 or go from here up to 143.40, I guarantee nobody in the world knows. We can correct the other areas, get the position size right, understand what's happening around the world. We can work on that, sure. But what the market does. We can't control that, obviously. And so you've got to take an overall view. Don't panic and send me WhatsApp screenshots and then see a bit of red on it. Or whatever. It's in blue, like it's supposed to use, and as if I can do something about it, I can't. A signal goes out with the best will in the world. From now on, whether this signal make a profit or not, we don't know. Nobody does. Every single signal we do with the best will in the world. I do mine anyway. And I don't like getting flat because they're bad. We've had a bit of a bad run lately. We've had great runs. You've got to see the good with the bad. But whether that's going to reach target or get stopped out or what it's going to do, obviously, I hope it's going to go along. I wouldn't have said it, but I don't know. Nobody does. Nobody. They can ask anybody. They don't know. And the person says they do know, they're not trading or they're BSing you. Nobody knows. There's millions of people involved. So you just let the signal hopefully work out. How long it'll be there, nobody knows. It might be out today, might be out on Wednesday next week, might be longer. I don't know. Depends on the market. That's a variable which is uncontrollable. We take a viewpoint. The rest we can control, and that's why I tend to try and push that part hard. You don't want to get into the wrong volumes. You don't want to be making, you need to, those things you can do. Do the maths, in other words. Don't overexpose. Don't go in too big. Just because you made a good profit going big last time, you don't want to smack your account by going in too big. This is speculative, not investing, it's speculative, and it's leveraged instruments, and you've got to understand that. Okay, so all good. Just a few new guys there. Because you're new guys, just want to put a couple of things on before we talk about a lot. And that is, one is the dollar index. Dollar has an immense effect on the world markets. What's happened in the US? Fundamental news, immense effect on the world markets. So you need to have that. So I've just copied and pasted it. And some we call the, where is it now? Oh, it's disappeared. Beg your pardon. Put it up. Give me a moment. Click the wrong button there. Just give me a moment. I'm going to load it quickly. Just have to be patient to do that. It's the economic calendar. Let it come up. And I'll just copy and paste that for you now. Okay, so that's the economic calendar. What we got on today, going to probably a bit quiet, I'm guessing, going into the long weekend, the Easter weekend. Right. No, it's nothing much. They're all 2 stars. They're not any major movements. The 3 stars are one you need to know what the 2 stars are happening, but they're less important, obviously. The 3 star are the important ones. You need to keep an eye on those. There's no 3 star today to worry about too much. Tomorrow, just for your interest, those who are obviously don't want to attend because they're on holiday or whatever, fair enough. Just get these guys in. But tomorrow is the monthly non-farm payrolls, often called the jobs report. It's the US jobs report. It's the most important fundamental of the month. So I'm doing a 2 to 3 o'clock Zoom session to go over it. Normally we do something called a straddle trade, which I can explain later once we've gone through. If we get a quiet moment, trade ideas. I think it's going to be quiet today, to be honest. A lot of people are going to be going on holiday for it. It's going to be quite worldwide, I think. People are leaving worldwide to go for their, Easter breaks. But so we'll probably get a bit of time and go over it. It's called a straddle trade. My only issue with it is the fact that it's going to be fairly thin tomorrow. So I'm not sure we should be doing it. I'm going to do the session anyway. Do that. If you'd like to attend, you'll at least get the understanding the mechanics. But you might not get the jumping around that normally occurs when the release of those figures. Data release comes out at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm doing the session from 2 to 3, remember. And on the trading room, this is where you are now. And just put that if you want to join it. What else is going to say? And and remember, on Friday, the market's closing thin volumes and only opening on Tuesday, not Monday. So it's going to be a little bit iffy whether we actually do the trade or not. But it's important you know how we do it, because we do a 2 a month of this. The non-farm payrolls usually the first Friday every month. And then we do the CPI, Consumer Price Index, which has a market effect on where inflation's going. And that will be on Wednesday next week. And I'll be doing another session on that. You'll be updated on it, but just be aware. Okay. Hope you're all good with that. If you don't like the trade, don't do it. If you do like the trades, come back to a better price. As you see on the screen there, it says get in at 18. Well, it's now at 15. So if you like the trade, go in at market. Please don't put a buy stop in. Go in at market because you're getting a better price. You don't want to buy stop means you want to buy the worst price. There's reason for a buy stop, but you should learn that in platform trading. But at the moment, if you think it's along and you agree with it, you're getting a better price. Don't try and pick bottoms or tops. That's impossible. You can come back down to 143. You can even take that out or go shooting back up. Nobody knows, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, we do our best, but I cannot predict that. Nobody can. So we're all clear on that. Most of the newer guys know, older guys know that, but the newer guys have just got to understand that. And I want to say, you saying up bad ones, we get a bad one on purpose. It's just as difficult to say the bads are good. I could have said, all right, it's a bad, we'll sell this short. And that might work out. I can't guarantee it might actually come out as a short. I just think it's likely from a daily chart, it's going to be a lot from the daily chart. Why? Because it's it bounced off the 100 and it's taken out the 50. That's the blue line, 100-day moving average, and it's above the 200. So I thought probably some likely upside entailed here. Okay, so that's the point behind it. Hope we're all good with that. Okay, maybe if it's quiet, this trade ideas come first. Then you put the trade idea up there, we'll discuss it. If it's good, obviously then we take it. And I write it down here as a trading idea. I've also got what we call a momentum strategy, a separate kind of trade, the normal ones, which we can discuss this now. But before we do that, I just want to go into some of the stuff we've got out at the moment. We got the Dow out at 333.40 as a short. It's still not doing that well, but we've got a wide stop on the micro. If you don't have the micro, that's the normal. It's got a micro up there. Very important you do. Do not touch the Dow or do not touch the NAS if you've got an account less than 5 grand, because you'll be overexposed. And these two are very, very volatile instruments. You've got to be aware of that. So how do you get the micro? What you do is 2 things. You first check by putting in there, let's say the only 2 of them, NASDAQ or the Dow. If you see the word micro, click on it and add it to your watch list. If it's not there, then you need to go to your portal and go to opening up another account there and choose the option of the micros. But therefore, of course, should be a separate account So if you want to do the NAS, you'll have to go and transfer some money or fund it separately. That's obviously your choice. But remember, if you do have more than 5 or 10 grand and you just started, it might be an idea just to try out a couple of micro ones. It'll be small, but it just getting your confidence going to get the comfort zone going. Okay, so be aware of that. How do you know? It'll say micro. It doesn't say micro. It will clearly, well, it's up to you to do it or not. Remember, the difference is the contract size, the norm is 10 times larger on this one. So if you're risking 50 on the micro on a 0.01 volume, you'll be risking 500 on the other one. Just bear that in mind. Okay. All right. Okay, all good.
If it pops, then it's going to fall everywhere, then the floor is going to be dirty.
I'm sorry, if it's private, could you please mute yourself because it interferes with the trading room? We'll have to mute everybody result. Okay, we're going to go to a couple. Yeah, you could be in, I don't know how long, you could be in there too. So you might be in there a week, might be out today. I have no idea, but still in, yeah. It's been fairly quiet, fairly similar markets lately. AUD/CAD was doing okay earlier on. It's now come back to entry. What are you got in at? 25. It went up, as you can see, it went up as a daily chart, put it on a shorter term chart. It went up, as you can see, it hit this area at one stage, not too bad. And it's come off again, and it's got a few buyers come in. It's about the same as it was yesterday. Let it run. We cannot say how long it's going to be. We don't know what that is going to do. I keep saying to people, I have no idea. Nobody does. We just hope it's going to do that. We set our strategy and hope it comes right. Okay, the NAS actually did come right. Very rare you get them going in different directions, actually. Very rare. So topsy-turvy in how much turmoil is in the market at the moment. We got a short in at 13.080. It's now just over 100 pips in profit. Let that run. You got your stop loss. I'd leave the stop where it is at the moment. Don't start getting too clever with the stop at the moment. You can modify it down later on, but I think just leave it for the time being. If we get some breakdown below 12.9, 12.8, 12.850, some of that, then you start modifying the stop to protect your profits, reduce loss, etc. in a normal way. Okay, any questions? Just go for what I'm saying there. Okay, so we got a few of those. On the momentum trades, we got a few out yesterday. On the 5th, got them written down here. We got 4 out. US dollar, Swiss franc, start off with that one. 90.50 we got in. As a short, it's slightly in profit, been jumping around, but now it's going slightly in profit. The DXY, I'm showing on my screen, is coming off, so the dollar's weakening. So we're in a bit of profit already on that one. Dollar yen, we got in 131.42. It's now 131.23, so a little bit of profit on that one as well, which is good. CAD JPY was a sell at 97.40. It's about even Steven, slightly above. It was in profit earlier on. Look, it's bumped up on the 1 hour. We'll hopefully come back down again, so that's okay. ADJPY 87.84. Popped up a bit, but then it popped down earlier on, so let that run. So two just a slightly in the red, and the others slightly better in the blue. Now there's a more blue than red in size-wise. So those are the momentum trades we've got out at the moment. And we've got the NAS of the momentum trade on the 4th at 13,116. So that's 100, what's that profit now? Doing quite nicely that. 58, let's call it 40, 150, nearly 160 pips in profit, all 150 with a spread. So that's doing fine. The NAS is slightly against, but not the down. I mean, hope that'll come right. We're trying to do a new strategy of momentum trade, trying to cram about 125 to 150 pips a week. So you might do 100 today, maybe only nothing tomorrow, and then maybe 20 the day later. I don't know. Depends how it moves around. So at the moment, it's not too bad, and the NAS certainly is a big part of it. Normally make maybe 60, 70, 80 pips, a little bit more on the currencies, but often you get 200 or 300 on the NAS or the Dow if you get it right, and that can really bolster your targets. As I say, we're trying to aim at around about 125 to 150 a week. See how we do. If we can, we're not after money. We want to make money clearly. But we're after pips. Because some guys got 1 million account, some guys got 1,000 accounts. So it's no point talking money. It's different position sizing. But the one thing we all have in common, we're pip chasing, not points, but pip chasing. Remember, 10 points, 1 pip. So ignore that 1 or whatever that figure is there. We don't look at the 2. That's the pip. Okay? And if we consistently get over a period of a month, maybe longer, see how we feel, then all you need to do is not try and increase the pips, keep the target 125 to 150, but you have increased the volume. That's the idea behind it. So far, it's not doing too badly. We've been going through a very, 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 very tough time through US and basically Far East and, of course, Europe, and to a certain extent Australia and New Zealand as well. Fundamental turmoil, economic problems, etc. And that's why I have some pretty bad trade runs. However, the momentum trade hasn't been doing too badly. And if it's not going too badly in the bad, tough times, when the times get better, which they should and will do, then it should be really good. So it's nice to have another alternative strategy up your sleeve in times like this. And it's not based on anything clever, purely on momentum from a chart. Okay. Well, of course you would be. Your stop is nowhere near your stop. How long are you going to be in? We don't know. Just everyone says I'm still in it. Well, that's fair enough. I'm not a problem with you still in it. But if it isn't your stop, you will be still in it unless you took it, unless you closed it. Obviously. Okay. Okay. Are we all good on that? Okay, so that's fine. So we'll see how they run. Another one I did look at was actually AUDJPY. We've got that one. Yeah, we've already got that one as a sell, actually. 87.84 might get a better price. If you want, let's see what it's like on the momentum first. What's on the hour? Not on the momentum if you're in, hold on. But I still think it's on a normal sort of trade idea.
You're wasting the two. What are you going to do now?
Neutral, because guys have a habit of talking. I'm muted and interfering in the trade room. If you don't want to participate in the trade room, you can sit and listen if you want, but please mute yourself. Okay. Now, if you want to speak, remind me and I'll unmute. Okay. Now, this is one I wanted to do. I want to do right about this level, the Fibonacci retracement, about the 20 mark. Got nearly there, right about the 1450 marks, come off a bit. But I do see the sell there. But can I chase it on the 4 hour? Maybe chase on the 4 instead of the day. I usually do a daily. 56, no, we might be on the daily, might be better on the daily. Delete, that's getting in the way. How far can we put that up? It's a bit too far there. Maybe somewhere in that line there, maybe about 80 pips. And then we won't get don't think we get anything down here. Might have to take it down here. Maybe the yeah, we can squeeze it down there. It's in the sell zone. It's held below the so far anyway. That 10-day moving average. It's clearly below all the others. So it's down in the sell. Here the neutral. Here in the buy zone. It's not the momentum, because to get the momentum one, clearly you've got to be below the 100. The 10 on the 1 hour, which we're not. So but I still think there'll be a trade possibility here. I'd like to have got a better price, so maybe we can see if we can get a bounce on it. Seem to be getting a bit of a better price. We can get a bit of a bounce on that, we can look at a short. But that be as it may. Anyone like to get a better price around about these levels here? 88.20. Anyone like to look at that? Before we go to yours there, MT. Anyone like the possibility of getting this around about 88.20? Yeah, I get that. Can we talk about this one first? Write down with pleasure. But AUDJPY, we're on this one now. I'll come to those in a minute. Anyone like the look of this for a short? If you're not on momentum, that's a completely separate trade. You keep it for the momentum one. You can still go on this one if you like it. Anybody like the look of it? If not, I'll move on. This is where you need to interact, guys. Okay, fair enough. Waiting it, free margin, that's fair enough. Always remember what Dirk says there. You've got to have enough free margin after you've entered the trade. It's no good getting the trade having no free margin left, and now you're going to get margin call. If you don't have free margin, your biggest position or trade will be closed for you, whether you like it or not. You must maintain free margin. Can't have everything on the market. Okay, we'll move on then. Not a problem. Okay, if you don't want to do it, no problem at all. Remember, we've got the one out at the moment on the momentum one. AUD-CHF, and you want to sell this one. Well, it's clearly in the sell zone. Just make sure information. But it's clearly in the sell zone. 4 hour. Yep, down every time it pops up on the 4 hour. Now the 4 hour is just under 2 hours old. It started at 8 o'clock. The sellers came in. This 4 hour times 10 is moving average, definitely holding. Let's go to the 1 hour. And as you can see now on the 1 hour, it's in the sell zone as well. So, so far, so good. The only stipulation I might make, as a bit of resistance, there might be some PTPs getting triggered here, which are buy orders on the short. So it might get a bit of a move up. You with me? You might get maybe a 10 pip better price. You can chase it now. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's do the weekly. Plenty of downside, I hope, to chase. Yeah, I can chase it down maybe to here, somewhere around about here. How far is this? There's plenty of downside possibility if that can be taken out. But I'm just wondering, it might be more prudent because it's such a powerful resistance. I'll go back to the weekly, sorry. I'll show what I mean. It hasn't been to these sort of levels since February of last year. We're talking 14 months ago. Not saying it won't get there, but I think it might be a bit more prudent to maybe see if we get a short covering bounce, get a better price, maybe up near the 61 level before shorting it down. That might be slightly, we might miss it, of course, that's the danger, but it might be, yeah, that might be the case. I've already gone in for another stamp between you and me in the gatepost. So I'm just flashing across the screen, just seeing the signals, can I trade any time? So I'm worried with these sort of questions sometimes. It's common sense. So it says buy a house at R1 million, because I think it's going to go up. It doesn't say, didn't say anything about buying a house at 1.2 million rand. You got to look at the price on the market price, the price of signal, and see if they're near enough to do it. Okay, yeah, Lorenzo, I've already gone in again. Got knocked out, but I thought that's overcooked, and I went in again. Last time I was doing okay. I'll check again. Okay, I'll check in a moment. Then we're on this one now with Maris. AUD-CHF. Are you happy with that? Do you want to go in now? I'll put an R up for you if you like, or do you want to see if we can get maybe near the 61 level? Do it now. Okay. I'll make 80 pips, okay? Try that. For the stop. What's that? 60, 61, 80 on that is 40, am I right? Yeah, 41. 0.6041. And then I'll put the TP at try 59.27, try that. Make it around 20, give it a bit of a risk reward there. What the hell happened there? This is wrong. Right, yeah, 8 on that bit. Does it sometimes? It's just got to be patient with the damn thing. 6141. That's better. 158 a shot, 158 a micro. There you are. All good. Hope you've all got that calculator. If you haven't, as I mentioned before, you go to the live chat and then you go to the technical support. And they'll download it onto your computer like I've got it. Okay, anyone want to do it at market? There you are. If you get 2 people or more, trading room rules, I'll put it down here. I personally would like to get a better price, but then again, it might not occur. Now I'm missing out on it. So remember, there's many ways to play it. If you like it, you can go in half now, half a better price, the lot now, or the lot a better price. If you get it, you might not get filled. There's always the risk of that. But you just play around on that basis. But anybody want to go at it? Marius, MT, I can't pronounce your name, sorry, it's a bit strong for me, that one. But anybody want to go for it? Marius going to do it. Just want to say, no pressure on Marius here, but he's fairly experienced. It's not a first timer. So if he likes it, might be an idea that he's happy. Anybody else? In Tomby. Oh, you're in Tomby. Oh, I didn't know that. It's got a hell of a name, that. I'll try have a go at it. Now break it down to syllables. In Tomby Temba. In Tomby Temba. Like in Tomby's got a temper when the trade goes bad. Sorry about that. That's terrible. Terrible. Worse than the Christmas cracker jokes. Okay, anyway, never mind. Okay, so there it is. A couple of guys like it. I'm going to tell you that now. Give me a moment. AUDCHF. Sell at 60, 65. Make 60, 65. There we are. What's the stop? 61.41 and 0.5920. And what's the rest? 150 a shot. No, that's easy. That's good enough. Right, guys, there it is. Give you a moment or two if you want it. Not fair enough. I like it, but as I say, I want to get near the 90 mark, something like that, to go down. I'm agreeing with the direction. I'm just going to putting my signature behind it at a better price. Okay, hope you've all got that. Right, there's a couple others mentioned on here. CHF JPY is another one. Do that one first. AUDCHF, we did AUDCHF, we've just done that. AUD CAD, we mentioned that. CHF JPY, that kicked us. That was more fundamental weakening of the dollar, which propelled the yen in the wrong soddy direction. But I've gone again as a buy. Why is it going? I've forgotten that. I'll tell you now, actually. Well, look, the bloody MAS is going up. Sod it. Doing quite well there. There we are. I got in at, where's the price? 144.59. Well, clear, it's obviously a profit at the moment. Is it worth chasing now? My worry, if you chase it now, I think it might be a bit late in it. It might pull back a bit. If you can pull back round about this area here, then you put your stop down here and your TP up there, should be fine. I think you're back and get the maths on that one. It's up to you, but I'm not that keen on 150, 140 pip stops. A bit wide. It means you're going to have a hell of a wide TP, and then there's so much can happen between now and what's going to happen the next few days to stuff you up. I don't like being too long-term in the damn market, the fuss we're having at the moment. But yeah, I have another stab at a better price. Comes back to maybe the 200, something like that. That's my opinion anyway. So it's having, they work for all charts, these, you see, and it might have a little bit of battle breakthrough. I think it might pull back first. Yeah, I don't want that to happen, but I'm talking for you guys. If it pulls back here, you might get a better entry. But you're all with me on that. Most is common sense, just need a bit of practice, that's all. Okay, fair enough. I always say to guys, less worry about degrees in fancy quantum mechanics and rather get degrees in common sense, because most of the time we trip ourselves up if we're not using common sense. I can definitely tell you from that personal experience over a long period of time of trading, most of us just wasn't thinking or getting too greedy or getting too fear and not having common sense. So just sort of passing an old man's sort of experience onto you on that one. Okay, good enough. Okay, where were we? Just get this out of the way again. Let's see what we're doing. Don't forget, you can always modify your stop if you want. I'm not going to modify this yet. let it run for the moment. Okay, right, where were we? ADCHF, Euro JPY. Has it come back for you guys to buy it? I think it has. No, shut up again. So if you've got a better price, you should be on board there. It's fine. That's about all. Oh, yes, gold. I knew something else. Got 2010 earlier on, but when the trading room on the 1 hour, what's it now? 10:09. Yeah, we got down to there around about. Yeah, because I was up quite early this morning, about 6 or so, 2010. I don't want to wake everyone up setting out WhatsApps and God knows what, so I left it. But I think it's 210 seems to be holding. I thought it might get back to 2000 before jumping. Anyway, long's the name of the game. On the hour chart, it's a buy at these levels. Maris probably like it. It's clearly buy the pullbacks. It's gone up so quick, so soon, it might get a bit of the nerves. I mean, this is a daily, and in 2 days, it went up to 2 days, wasn't it? $72. In 3 days, it went up to $80. That's quite a large move. So it might have a bit of consolidation around these levels. So any pullbacks, long's the name of the game. A lot of fears about recession, a lot of aspects coming on that basis. And so people turning to gold, and countries like China, India, Middle East are buying up gold bullion, which is the fear factor, which is pushing gold to the north. Oh, that's fine. You're all right then. I'm happy with that. I totally agree. Not making you mad whether good or not. It's nice to have a bit of moral support. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, good night. So there, guys, come back to 210. Need to keep your stop below 2000 and get a risk reward back up to 230, 240, 250, whatever. That's on that subject. I've got a gold report out. Might want to quickly hear it. If it bore you silly, well, it won't take long. Just be bored. I can read that anyway. It's official. Gold is everyone's favorite trade once again. The precious metal extended its bullish run on Wednesday, serving the highest level in the year, and the rally might not stop there. Gold prices are now only $40 away from hitting all-time record highs of 2075 in August 2020. So we're talking under 2 years ago. It's still a fair whack ago, about 20 months ago. Gold closed the first quarter 2-3 below 2000, but the bullish momentum spilled over into April. The precious metal has been an unstoppable skyrocketing from 1800 level at the beginning of March. That's not so long ago, remember, to above 2,000, as we already know. Not once, twice, but 4 times in the past 10 days, notching up an impressive gain of 12% for the past month alone. 12% is a lot. That's the value. Remember, your leverage, so you multiply it by your leverage. That's your percentage increase, which is pretty damn good. Gold prices have now risen for the second straight quarter in a row, up over 28% from November lows of 1,600. That's what, 6 months ago, 28%. That's hectic. But you would all got it. It's interesting to know. Scoring the biggest back-to-back quarterly gain ever in history. Doesn't mean a lot because, I mean, obviously, it's 2,000 compared to, let's say, $30, which you was about 30, 40 years ago. Yeah, okay. It's like saying it's the biggest selling film all time, took in $1 billion. Well, you know, the biggest seller of all time was the 1934 Gone with the Wind. But then it's cost about 50 cents to go and sit down and watch a film. So you've got to compare that. Fiscal drag, they call it. There are plenty, or inflation, probably something. But there are plenty of reasons why gold prices are on the move, but the primary catalyst fueling explosive run this week, decision by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, better known as OPEC, and Russia, also known as OPEC Plus. On Sunday, oil price skyrocketed 8.5 within literally seconds of Monday open after the oil producing cartel announced they would cut production by more than 1 million barrels per day. And it was a surprise move. The cut will come, if it does go through, it hasn't happened yet, it will go through in May. Not happened at the moment. Okay. Okay, so as we all know, there's a strong correlation between inflation and commodity prices. Well, that's fairly straight and very obvious, isn't it? When inflation accelerates on pace, so the price of commodities. Well, no sodding kidding, that's stately obvious. So, right, so the announcement comes at a time when inflation has only just started to show after reaching the highest it's been in 4 decades. According to leading economists, this will most likely increase inflation and derail global central banks' effort to bring down inflation pressures. In recent days, some economists even raised their forecast because luxury cars will lead to oil prices pushing back to 100. I'm not sure about that, but the bottom line is pushing it towards recession, and just be very careful of the markets. And that's one of the reasons why I'm starting to think the dollar is going to sort of go forward fairly weak, sell the rally, and that's why gold is going to be important and popular from a trader's money-making aspect. We're all good with that. They're talking about BRICS. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. But I'm not sure South is in there anymore because it's dropped below the horizon. It's not emerging; it's imploding. So I think it's more BRIC now than BRICS. If you know what I mean. In fact, it's not an emerging economy. It was, but it's now an imploding economy. So I think it's just Brazil, Russia, India, and mind you, Russia's not doing so well. Brazil's a bit questionable. It's all about India and China at the moment. China's now number 2, and I think India's number 4 now. Those are the guys that are doing the business. It's all in the East at the moment. I reckon the future's in the East, personally. I think Europe's had its day. I think the future's in the East. And we get rid of these corrupt bloody politics in Africa, maybe they'll get a chance to get on going as well. But that's what's holding it back. That's another story. Certainly got the resources, yeah. But trying to get the rules changed so oil can be bought with gold. Yep. Economists reckon that'll take the inflation out of it. That's not a bad idea. Economists reckon that should China, Russia, and the UAE get it right, that oil can be bought with gold, not with global routes to. Yeah, I agree. The problem is getting a massive fight for Americans. They want to remain control, and you can't blame them. Everyone wants to remain control. You want to remain control, you know. So they'll kick up about it, but. Inflation on the dollar, people are moving away from it. China's obviously against it, so is Russia. So there's obviously a big lobby in that direction. All good. Okay. Oh, sorry. GBP USD. Yeah. The moment clears in the buy zone. That's obvious. Taking out these highs here. That's obvious. The dollar's coming off again. He had a bit of a spark. A couple of fundies came out, but back above 102. But it's retraced again on the dollar index. I posted for you guys, so you should all have it now. Gone back below 102. I've got 2 screens. You've got one. Keep it minimized. So yeah, I'm still sort of fairly negative on the dollar at the moment, but I'm not that positive on the pound. I think the pound could be overcooked. I still think it could get to 125. And then I would like to short it down. I'm assuming you're looking for a short. If you're looking for a long, I think you're buying it not that great a currency. I give you the dollars a week. I don't think the pound is that bloody brilliant either, to be honest. Not very good economic jargon, but I think you got my English from it, the most important part. And I'm not sure I'll be quite chasing it here. I'd be more comfortable chasing it maybe around the 1.24 mark for bounce there, or maybe short 1.25. I'm a bit nervous to go for the moment. Either way, to be honest. What do you guys think? This is what it's for. We all got our opinions here. Some guys got some experience, and the newer guys, everyone's got to be listened to. Everyone's got their ideas to put through. Poland would be a better one. I think you can't pronounce BRIC. But I think you should take the S out and put a P there. Poland's doing very well. That's the next one coming up. Okay, well, any comments on GBP USD, guys? I said my bit. What do you think? Don't say I don't think. I'm not paid to think. Oh, okay then. But seriously, what do you guys reckon? Do you want to go for a short or a long on it? I've made my opinion or whatever. You want to leave it alone, okay? You want to short it, Monday, here and now. Okay, do you want me to put risk reward up for you? You want to short it here and now? Okay, I'll put it up for you and see what you think. I'm hoping I'm getting a bit higher, but then again, I might miss the trade. That's a fair comment. Xander wants to look at it as well. What's that? 120. Maybe that should. It's a bit wide. Maybe down there. That should do it. TP. We do there. It's too tight. Won't get a risk reward. That's your problem. We might have to fiddle the stop loss. Anyway, I'll try that. 120. Where is it now? 123.75. Might not get it, so we'll have to maybe fiddle the stop. Might go further down if you believe that could go further down. That's not going to work. Maybe make the stop a little bit tighter. Just above these guys here. As long as about the 25 mark. That might squeeze it. Don't want to stop at the TP any lower. Just squeeze above 1.5. 116 bucks a micro. Do you want anyone to short it now or wait 125 or buy it? If you do, I'll put it down with pleasure for you guys. Don't want to short it, but I need at least 2 people. Do you want to do it? Are you going to do it, you two guys? Xander and Mundler? Yes or no? I need an answer. Yes? Xander, you doing it? Yes or no? Decision time is here. Not in the demo, guys, please. But wait, stop me ever having a demo. It's set for just the first couple of weeks to learn how to operate the platform. Better it is. Do you want to do it, Xander? Are you there? I need an answer. Amanda wants some support here. Are you going to do it, yes or no? Alexander, are you there? I need somebody else support you. Good stuff. Okay, so I'll put it down. If you want to buy, we'll look at that as well. GBP USD, what's the price? Call it 70. 1.2470. 1.2536. 1.2375, and that's 120 bucks a month. Okay, and you want to do a long, right? That's fair enough. Can't say I agree, but it doesn't matter. It's my opinion. I've stated it. Up to you what you want to do. You think for yourself. Put it down below here. Put it down below here out the way. Which means you can have a TP a lot higher up. Wow, it's a long way away, isn't it? Yo. Try that. 127.70. Okay. You want to go along? That's tomorrow, yeah. You want to go along? We're doing a session, Ken, tomorrow, like mentioned. Let's put it on the app for everybody. I think we'll put it on Instagram everywhere. Anyway, there you are. Who wants to do along on this one? Who wants to join Ken on this one as along? Anybody joining, Ken? Guys, please react. Okay, Ken, I think you're on your own there. I'm not giving you a reaction to support you on that one. So you're on your own there, I'm afraid. So I won't put that down, but you keep a hand out if you want to do it and remind us later and tease us if we were wrong and you were right. There you are. Good standing up for yourself on that basis. Okay, we'll knock that off. Okay, that's great. Right, just going to put my number down before I forget. Right, obviously most of you got it. For newer guys, all it basically means that I am licensed to advise on trading matters, and I can give advice to the buy or sell or whatever. Legally allowed to do that. If you want advice on trading, you have to come to me because the other places are not licensed to do that. Account managers are there to assist you in opening up your accounts and other bits and pieces like that, whatever. They're there, and we've all got it. So all the numbers are on the portal, but trading advice, unfortunately, they have to come to myself. And if you do ask them, well, they're not supposed to give it to you. They're supposed to pass it on for legal reasons. You've got to be regulated with the FSCA, Financial Service Conduct Authority, to be able to give advice and signals and that sort of thing. That's why it comes to me, basically. Okay, so there we are. Didn't say I'm always right, far from it. Piece of paper doesn't prove you can do it. It just means you're regulated. That's all it is. Okay. All right. Hope I can, but we've had some bad runs lately, so we'll see. All right, so but I have mostly good. I have to say, if you take over the last since November, there've been more winners and losses, so not too bad. But we do get bad runs, whoever you are. Okay, now we move on from that. You've got my number. Oh yes, the other caveat on that to mention: please don't call me up if you've got no money on a demo account. I'm a busy guy, and you're wasting my time as well as yours. Only if you've got a funded account for 500, and then I can assist you. And if you've got a funded account above or $50, that is, but above $2.5 grand, $150, please let me know by WhatsApp on the number. Give me your full details, and I will then upload you to the VIP WhatsApp group, so you'll get extra trading signals and daily economic updates to give you a full appraisal of what's happening around the world markets. Okay, hope that's all clear. Not, tell me and I repeat it. No problem. No problem. Just need to communicate. Because that's one of the problems that people don't ask and we don't know to answer. And if the thing's a bit complicated, you've seen nothing yet, mate, you don't have to worry, we'll help you on that. But if you think it's a question of just putting a signal in and walking off, I'm going to be honest, to make money, you've got to put a little bit more than that in. There's no ways around that, I'm sorry to say. There's a bit more of a grind than that. One guy actually WhatsApp and said, I didn't understand what's happening to trade, I'm a bit complicated, so I'll just trade on my own. And I said, but you're not doing too well, you're losing. Well, he said, I hope that's going to change. That's not a strategy. You know what I mean? Any questions, guys? Anyone look at any momentum trades? It should be bearish. I think favorite bear for a long time. It just seemed to be not doing that well. I'd back the Swissy over that guy any day. It's just not getting going. Look at this. Look at it. It's, every time it comes off, it bounces. It's a bit of a range for quite a while now between this sort of area here. So that's the only reason I'm leaving it for. This was a go-to guy to make some money by shorting it. But at the moment, it just seems to be in that range. I agree on the bear, so I'm becoming comfortable to sell it now. But I will be selling it back up these sort of levels, even though it might have popped his head above the buy zone. I'm not confident the pound is better, in fact, but it's certainly it's not. So I'll be selling the rally, but I'm just nervous. It's just battling to break out. And if it does come down this far, this seems to be holding. That's only what 30 odd pips away. So that's not really, it's not worth your while. That's the only reason why I've been sort of mentioning it. You see that come back here on the train, and you see that as a reminder. Never mind the train, you got my number. You suddenly see it there up there. Send me a WhatsApp. Say, Roger, by the way, look at the GBP CHF. That could be for sure. That's what you want you guys to do. I want to get knowledge enough so you help me so I can help you. And say, I think it's good for sure. What do you think? What a pleasure. Thank you very much. I will look and agree. And then it might even get sent out a trade idea to everybody else. And you're helping everyone around you. But yeah, I agree with the short, but I'm just nervous. And where are you going to put your TP? You're going to put it down here somewhere, and it hasn't been there since over a month ago. Just not getting going. And you don't want to lose money, that's probably the worst. The second worst is stuck going nowhere. You can't trade, you haven't got enough free margin because it's stuck in something there. It's going nowhere and racking up your swap fees, which is very irritating. Again, the answer to that, of course, have enough capital, but if you haven't, you haven't. Where do you want to put the stop? You have to put it up here somewhere. How far away is that? Can you make it a bit wider than that? Maybe up here. Yeah, let's put it up there out of the way and take it down here somewhere. 1.110. A wide stop, I'll give you that, but you want it out of the way because it's down range. So it's going to cost you. I know you got the Tom, that's fine. It's $200 in the back. So another thing, whilst you're looking at that Mandla, please guys, try and get some capital in the account. If you can't, you can't. I accept that. We all want to buy a Mercedes Benz top of the range or a Ferrari or a Bentley or whatever you want. And you don't got the Tom, you haven't got the Tom. But if you got the Tom, trying to scrabble around when you're undercapitalized, it's so uphill, you're giving yourself a very little chance. You can't diversify, you haven't got the capital, so all your eggs in one basket. It's just, yeah, you know, just so many limitations. I mean, you can't go for this trading if you liked it, because if you had less than $2 grand, or you're going to be overexposed. So many trade ideas come out, even the one you can't take because you'll be overexposed. And then you do, then you've got no money left to go anything else, so all your eggs in one basket. Just do the maths and understand it. So it's a confidence building, starting small. You don't trust us, and I don't blame you at all. There's a lot of scams going on, a lot of cowboy outfits. Make sure you get your money out and all that, no problem. But once you got your confidence, you got the Tom, it's in your own interest. And I'm doing me, it's in your own interest when you go into business to have the capital. That's why I have venture capital out there. Google did the venture capital, thought it's a good idea, and the guy put $100,000 to the guy when it started back in '94. They couldn't get going without the capital. This is a capitalist industry. You can't, if you haven't got the capital, it's not going to work. So just bear that in mind. Get rid of this sort of, I'm praying on it, I'm hoping for it, I'm being positive on it. If you got squat, it means your position size is going to be limiting. And that's the major problem. I see it all the time. They want something for nothing. Unfortunately, that doesn't occur. There'll be some sort of trade-off. Do you take it? Anyone else want to take this? Okay, keep an eye on. If you don't want to join you, I won't put it down. I need 2 people just to put it down. But as a reminder, we can always look at it and see how you're doing later on as a reminder. Okay, man, let's see how it goes. Make sure always you've got enough free margin. If you haven't, you're going to have to leave some trades. It's like Dirk said, he wanted to do it, but he didn't have enough free margin. So he's got to run with the trades he's already in. Very important. We get a lot of calls saying, you closed my position without me telling you, it wasn't near the stop loss. Just check on it, as always, 99% of the time, margin call. So they're obviously trading without the knowledge. You try and explain it to them, and no, they don't want to listen, they know better. which means they don't, because they would know about margin call. You must keep free margin or your position will be closed. Simple as that. The margin is the deposit, same thing. And that's the collateral to keep it. The market maker is lending you the money for the outstanding balance, and that's the collateral. Take that away, they'll pull in the loan, close the position. Okay, bear that in mind. Okay. Okay, we'll knock that off. Just a quick moment here. Newer guys, always remember, right click on the screen, go to templates and save the template. Very important. Right click there, see it says save templates, click on that, put your name in there and save it. So if you do lose your charts and you have a problem, all you do is you right click, you go to templates and you see your saved charts, you see your saved charts down there, click on it and your charts are back up. If you want to find anything about the instrument, we've got GBP CHF, left click, right click, left click specification, and there you get the contract size. In this case, 100,000 for standard lot. The margin, that's the leverage. You divide that into 1,000, that into 100, beg your pardon, and that will give you a leverage. And yeah, we'll give you the other information. That's something. So at least you know. You don't have to ask what's the margin or what's the contract size at hand. You don't need printouts of it. It's there. Right click, left click on specifications. Information on the properties on that. If you want to go to gold, you left click, right click, specifications, contract size in this case is 10. If you're going to go to, let's say, a share, that's different. All shares are 5% margin, 5 into 100 is 20. So all of them are 5, which means the leverage is only 20 to 1, and all of them at contract size 1. So the volumes will be maybe 10, 15, 6, 7, 3, 4, I don't know. On a share, we might be 0.003 or something on the forex difference. You've got to know these things before you start trading. Also know that the position size calculator works for everything except shares. So you need to go to your learning management system with Stock Market College. You know where that is. Go to live chat and they'll give it to you. For the Zoom IDs for classes, if you haven't done them, you're going to need the basics. And of course, on that is the risk reward calculator for shares. And remember, shares open 3:30, close at 10. So you won't be able to do shares at the moment because the market's not open. The shop's not open. Okay. Try and make a habit of doing that because there's always some new guys coming in. And it saved us a lot of time, basically, when guys go on the live chat where and say, I can't modify the stock of Microsoft. Well, you wouldn't, the market's closed. I'm trying to get people to get more knowledgeable of what they're doing. They think they're jumping in, trying to make a quick buck without knowing the full picture, and that can often come back and bite, and that's what we're trying to help. Okay, good enough. Any questions? Anything you want me to go through? I'm a bit of a grinding halt this one. I'm just looking through. Dow Jones signal, yeah, I think so. I agree with it, Mundler. I very much think so still. It's a better price. There's a Dow. Micro, got money doing the bigger one, but suggest the micro. Yeah, it's a better price. I'm still happy with it. Every time it's gone up, the sells are coming in on the daily, the 4 hour, and look at it's very overcooked. I'm worried about the future of these markets. I've told you many times, or mentioned many times. NAS has come off, remember? NAS has come off nicely. Look at that, see? So, and if it pops up there, look, the sellers are coming in, so why not the Dow? Absolutely. If you want to do the Dow, you can get a better risk reward. I'll use the same figures if you want to take it. Stop loss on the Dow is 33775 and 3250. That's the micro. If you do it on the normal one, it'll be 10 times the risk reward. So that's 55, call it 55 rand a micro. Make sure that's the micro one. Do it on the normal one, it's 550 rand for 0.01. So you get your choice depending on your balance size. Oh, yes, of course, Anne-Marie, and yourself. Have a fabulous Easter. I don't know if you're going away or not, but whether you are or not, have a fabulous Easter and catch you on Tuesday. I think it'll be quiet this afternoon. If it is, I might even close a bit early. I don't want to be ranting away for about 10 people, and it's going into a long weekend. we're not going to, almost certainly, we might, but rather unlikely opening new positions because it won't be open again until Tuesday. And it's a bit nerve-wracking to have open positions for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, open the market and get after it. So that's quite understandable. So yeah, enjoy your break. Enjoy it. Good. Fantastic. Good stuff. Okay, I'll come back to Monday. Yeah, I do. You're getting a better risk reward. I mean, I'm in that one at 33340. So yeah, so there it is. I quite like this one. I'm not forgetting myself. My mic on it. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to do that. I like it. Just give me a second. 500 rand a shot. Don't risk more than £2,000. That make it 1,500 rand. Okay. Got a single out there. What's the price again? Just give me a second. Okay, so there. So if you want, I've got it written down already. So, but if you want Monday, yeah, clearly I would have done it. So, okay, I agree with you. Okay, all good. You can move on. Any questions? Thank you. Monday hasn't been doing that long either, and he's already cracking the idea. So if you pay attention, take notes, interact like he does, you'll start getting the idea what's going on. Can't always guarantee a trade. Don't care how long you've been doing it. That's a variable we'll never totally conquer. Remember, every time you got to buy, you got to have a seller. And that seller automatically thinks you're wrong. They disagree. Like Ken thinks it's a long, and I know Marius might think it's a short. You've got to have that to create the market. If you don't buy and sell, it's opposing on the market. So bottom line is, yeah, but you start getting the idea if you put the time in and interact. Good. Okay. You're a JPY. How's that doing? All over the bloody place. Just stuff as per normal. That's the market fee at the moment. Every time you try to jump up, look what happens. That's the old come down, and then the buyers coming in, struggling to get going. That was 18. It was a nice little profit earlier on, right up at this area at 40. Came back. So if you're not in and you like the trade, you're getting a better price. What a pleasure. Anyone not in who like to do this? Say so, I'll move on if you don't say anything. Hearing nothing, I'll move on then. You are CHF. Wow. Swiss francs coming apart, or maybe nothing happened in the fundamental part in Europe. Suddenly bring that down over the last day, as far as I know, 2 days. Do you think it might bounce from here? Or do you think it's more, there's no momentum to buy it now because the momentum, there's no buyers, they're all sellers. That's clear, the sellers are in control there. But do you not think it's getting to the stage where there might be some profit taking? Maybe a few TPs there, maybe guys exiting. It means they're going to buy their exit on their shorts, short covering. Could move up. You're in short, are you, Dirk? Or you're looking for short or long? I think you're chasing a bit on the short here, and might get a bounce. But don't extend a bit, so I'm not sure I'll be buying it. But, I think you might get a bounce there. If you don't get it there, how far away is this? You'll probably get it around about these levels here. That's only 25 pips away. So be aware of that. I think it's a good chance of getting a bounce. It could come back a bit further before it bounces. What's the extent of the bounce? How far up to the next kind of candle? That's only 28 pips. That's 50 pips. That looks a lot bigger on the chart, doesn't it? It's a day chart, this. Yeah, if you're going to bounce, you get a trade. What are you looking at? Back up here somewhere. Could do. It's a range trade in the moment. Don't see why not. Euro's still fairly strong. My worry is the Swiss franc. That's also pretty strong as well. You're putting two pretty strong guys against each other. That was the pound. or a weaker currency, I don't know, or the AUD or something, I'd be more convinced of buying the range. At the moment, I'm a little bit iffy, but it could get a bounce, yeah. Dirk thinks of a bounce. We'll have a look. We can put the stop here, down here. Make a tight stop if you want. Just put it down here. 97. Make it maybe 97.90. Make it 97.85, just in case it dropped below the round figure. That's about 70 pips. So you need about 110 to make it worth your while. You're going to have to take it up here somewhere. If you want it, there you are. I'll put it up here. And then you'll have to put the TP in up here somewhere. Try 99.70. You want to take that one? I'm leaving that one, but that's just me. I think the euro is okay, but the Swiss is pretty strong. That's the only reason I'm getting a little bit nervous of it. But yeah, otherwise not too bad. Using a rate, that's a range trade. Non-Tombi likes it. Looks like you got some support there, guys. Dirk's in. Lorenzo, well, I'll put it down then. Okay. See how that goes. USCHF. 98.55. Okay, see how that goes. As soon as I do that, Lorenzo. It wasn't mine, so you might have a laugh on that one. Get an AUD-CHF one out. Have you all got that? I'm not for it personally, but these guys didn't want to go in at market. I don't see any evidence of buyers at the moment, so I'd be a bit reluctant. I want a bit of confirmation before I jump in. It could pull back to 200 just as easily, but it's sort of near the bottom of the range. Could jump in, but I'm not for it. But the other guys, I think, want to go in at market. I'm not simply because I don't see any buyers coming in. There's no, I've got in 15 minutes. Are you getting any evidence of buyers? See what I mean? There's no evidence of buyers, so that we'll be chasing it. If it bounced up to 200, that might be, for me personally, a better entry. Make sense? Too nice from Kev, so we've got a few people seem to like it. Yep. Okay. How's the US dollar on that? I thought, well, that was a sell, wasn't it? Yeah. Down. So AUD-CHF. That was a sell at 65. It's now 57. GBP-USD. Actually, I'll do the other one first, which is the Euro-JPY. Bloody hell, now what's happening to it? It's doing the same thing as the USD Swiss franc did yesterday. Not Swiss franc, sorry. What was it again? CHF-JPY yesterday went up beautifully, then came up, stopped me run out. Don't say this is going to happen. Doing so bloody well just now. Okay, well, anyway, so I'll see what happens there. GBP USD. Don't WhatsApp me, screenshot me. I can't do anything about it. When it comes off, and I don't know. I can do nothing about that. It's the best wall in the world, isn't it? 24.70 GBP USD, and you're selling it. Yep, you're doing it in a bit of a profit there, good lads. Okay, that we just got into, so that's fine. Look at your Dow. Oh, gold. That come back a bit to buy. No. Dow popped up a bit, but we've got a very wide stop, so it's going to be panicking yet. All right, that's about it. So I've got to offer at the moment. We're trading at 4 o'clock today as normal, but it might be a bit quiet. Just bear that in mind. A lot of people will be leaving at lunchtime, going on holiday. Fairly thin trading going to the long weekend worldwide, not just here. So probably be, you know, as I say, thin trading, probably a lot of sideways action. Expect that. Don't expect fireworks for that reason. Yeah, but just bear that in mind. Anything you want me to discuss? Anything I've forgotten? You want me to mention? Anything you want to say? You mentioned earlier on. Could you just repeat that? We've got another few minutes to go. If you like, I can help you. If you're all good, well, I'll close it up because I don't want to waffle away on nothing. But all the guys know. I don't want to repeat myself. It's your time, not mine. It's your time. It's important. You don't listen to me repeat stuff you know back to front anyway. But just if you just want a bit of clarification, anything, just interact. Let me know. Of course, yeah. Yeah, be careful of that. So you don't drink and drive this time. The cops are all out. It'll be cynical, probably not for safety, but for bribes. But anyway, maybe it's not for safety. Let's keep on the bright side. But most important, more than that, don't bloody well get yourself, you know, just car smash. That's going to seriously screw your weekend up. Can you imagine going down, drunk driving Friday and spend the whole Christmas period, Easter period in a holding cell? Not to be recommended. That's a criminal record and all sorts of problems. Okay, right. Kesat Mbili, I think I've got that pronounced right. Happy holidays to you as well. Anything else you'd like to discuss, guys? Gusta, anything else you want me to mention? I've got some guaranteed trades, but you need to have $50 million in your account. So if you want to go onto the guaranteed VIP group, you need $50 million. How's that? You're AUD. The NAS are already in the NAS. You are AUD. We'll do that first. Daily. That's clear in the buy zone. That's obvious. Look at a shorter term chart. What's happening there? Yeah, I like this as a momentum trade as a buy. Not the normal one. I think it's a momentum trade. It's just gone back up above these guys here. It's holding. It's come back. We tested it. It's only what? 13 pips above. So a momentum one. Are we in one of those momentum ones? There we are. No, we're not. I quite like this momentum one. Put the stop, in this case, 50 pips below. If you know what I'm talking about, leave it. 50 pips below, maybe just down here somewhere, and then do no TP, take it up and modify until you stopped out, because it's clearly in the buy zone and it's now holding above the 10-day on the momentum trade strategy, if you want to do that. Otherwise, might be an idea for the longer term normal ones, maybe buy a pullback, I don't know. Anyone do the momentum trade one on this one? If you don't know what it means, I'll explain more detail at 4 o'clock. Be fairly quiet. I don't have time to do it now. You're in it. Okay, fair enough. I'll move on. It's there for momentum one if you understand the scope, which you explain. If you don't, I'll go more detail if you ask later on this afternoon. It takes a bit of time. I'm happy with that, and London, very happy with that. The longer term trade, that's exactly what I'll be doing, yeah. Yeah, I'm still downside with this one. You've got one going. We've already got one going at 13,080. Give me some jip that was, but it's coming right at the moment. So that's the Nasdaq for you. If you want to join it now, you've got to have a pretty wide stop. I think to stick the original stop of 13,325. If you want to join it now, but you're gonna have to have a wider TP. No, it's not going to work. The 12.5 TP won't work. You won't get a risk reward. That's my opinion anyway. Any comments? Remember, I need your support as well. Any questions? What on what? On the indices? Bearish. It is moving nicely. I'm not quite sure which one is moving nicely, but it's good to know anyway. Doing the one you're in. Anything else, guys? Marius, any comments? Ken? On what? On this? If we're negative on the down, very unlikely we're bullish on the NAS. Not bearish, but I'm just saying that we're already in that. They're chasing it a bit now. Tell you right now, across the board, I'm bearish on the markets generally. Not top foreign currencies, because obviously it's one against the other. I'm talking about stock markets. I'm negative. As long as you've got enough money, Tembi, because this contract size is 10. It's not a micro, it's 10. Just check for you there, 10. Just bear that in mind. So if you want to do the German 30, they tend to follow the Americans, so you'll be shorting it. If you're going to put a short in, we'll do it for you, show what I mean. Take it, that's going to have to take it. What's that distance here? You'd have to take it down there, 15.125. $400 a micro. So you need at least about 6 to 7 grand in your account, plus enough free margin to take that particular one. It's not a micro. It will be, Marius. Tell you right now, the world lunchtime starts closing up because then they get on the road. You get the idea. Not just here, everywhere. I remember doing that once many years ago. I started driving. It was such a traffic jam. Turned around and went back and went the following morning, Friday morning. Couldn't handle it. It was awful. Okay, so if you want to do that, Tenby, as long as you've got the time to do it, don't do it if you've got less than 6 or 7, preferably 7 grand account and enough free margin. Otherwise, that's a sell. Yeah, I think so. Even though it's in the buy zone, I'm negative about markets overall. I think we're just having a bit of a bull run now, the calm before the storm. Yeah. Okay. What about the NFP? That's tomorrow. Yeah. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. I'm doing 2 to 3 session tomorrow for the 2:30 release on the trading room ID. Good enough? All good? Yulan, Brian, all good? Under good? Still good? Fantastic. Okay. Hope everyone knows. Hope we're getting some gain from it. There's hardly anybody left. Most people have left. I'm assuming you're all good. Okay. All right. So if nothing else, maybe we'll pack it up. It's only a few minutes to go. Catch this afternoon. Maybe go over the momentum trade and a couple of things like that. But I'd be very surprised to get a trade out. It's going to be quite quiet going forward. Bear that in mind, like I've mentioned, for the reason I mentioned. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Enjoy, enjoy, and enjoy. Catch you, those who make it, this afternoon. Cheers, lad. Cheers, Mundler. Nice win. You've got a smile on your face. That's good. Just don't look at the reds on your screen. Look at the blues. Keep the smile there. Cheers, mate. See you later.